Yo guys, what is up? Ciro back with another video, and today I'm going to tell you guys 10 calisthenics movements that you need to master. With calisthenics, you guys need to be targeting all areas of your body, and so these exercises are going to cover every single part of the body that you need to be targeting in order to progress in calisthenics. So let's get into it with number one, which is going to be handstands. So when doing calisthenics, the handstand is one of the most important skills that you must master because it's a gateway skill into a lot of other movements that you can try in calisthenics. So you can go from things like the handstand to the L-sit to the handstand to planche, etc. The possibilities are endless with this. You can even progress to a higher level and eventually get to one-arm handstands, which is extremely advanced, but you can definitely do that if you wanted to. And also, if you guys are more beginner and you're really struggling to find your balance, I'd recommend starting with the basic frog stand to build up your understanding of balance. Eventually, you guys can try and learn the handstand by going onto the wall, doing wall-assisted handstands, and you're still gonna benefit trying to learn the handstand. You're gonna get all the benefits of the handstand, except you won't be able to do it yet, but you're definitely gonna improve your balance, coordination, and control. Number two is going to be muscle-ups. Muscle-ups is one of the most staple calisthenic skills you can do. If you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, and you watch calisthenics, you're definitely gonna see a lot of muscle-ups, and a lot of people get to a very advanced level with muscle-ups, where they do a muscle-up to a planche, or they just have an insanely smooth muscle up. You guys can really start off basic though, learning high pull-ups to begin with and explosive pull-ups to really build up your understanding of the muscle up and to make it smoother. If you guys are at a very basic level, then simply just doing pull-ups and dips, building up your strength of them is gonna help you. All you're gonna need to do at that point is combine it with the transition to be able to do the muscle up. It's a little bit of a different technique to the pull up, but you guys are gonna be able to learn that with practice and time. Number three is the planche, or even just simply the tuck planche. With the planche, you're gonna gain a very high level of straight arm strength and also core control and shoulder strength. So doing the planche is gonna get you all those things. It's one of the hardest skills you can do in calisthenics, but even just practicing doing easier things like planche leans to build up that straight arm strength and get to the planche, the tuck planche, the straddle planche, and the full planche. There are so many other progressions, but if you guys can get to those, you're gonna be at a very good level of calisthenics, and you're gonna be able to combine it with other skills, like I said, in the muscle up, and eventually do insane skills. Number four is the front lever. This skill took me the most time to complete because I had slightly bigger legs, and that leads me on to my explanation of the front lever. If you guys are looking to do the front lever and you have a lot of weight in your lower portion of your body, then it's gonna be a little bit harder for you guys to be able to get there, and it's gonna take more time. But the front lever is really gonna give you some next level strength in your core and also some next level strength in your back. If you guys are looking to do the front lever, you can start off with the tuck front lever and build it up to the straddle and eventually the full front lever. Very similarly to the planche, it's pretty much just reverse. With the front lever, you need to make sure your arms are straight, just like with the planche, and subsequently, you're just gonna get way more stronger by doing that, and it's gonna be applicable to other movements that you do, especially on your pull day or even just your push day. With the front lever, you're trying to retract your scapula as much as possible in order to engage the right muscles, especially the lats and the core. With the planche, it's a little bit different because you're trying to protract that scapula, bringing your shoulder blades forward. Next up is a personal favorite and one that I did to start calisthenics, and it really blew up my strength in my shoulders and my overall pushing strength, and that is pike push-ups. If you're just starting calisthenics, then I'd recommend starting off by doing pike holds. You can eventually develop more strength to be able to do half reps of the pike push-up and eventually do the full pike push-up. When you get even more advanced, you can then start to do elevated pike push-ups by lifting your legs onto a higher surface, going down a bit deeper into the movement, and this is really gonna give you some next level strength, guys. The idea is to do pike push-ups in order to gain enough strength to do full handstand push-ups, which is definitely an advanced skill, but if you're trying to learn the handstand push-up, you're gonna benefit by doing pike push-ups because it is the same movement pattern that you would use for the handstand push-up, except your legs are just not quite in the air yet. So once you can learn the handstand and you combine that with pike push-up training, you guys are gonna be able to get the handstand push-up a lot easier. With the pike push-up and your hand positioning, as long as you're comfortable with where your hand placement is, that is gonna be fine. Make sure it's not too wide so you don't hurt your shoulders. Make sure it's not too narrow so your head can actually get past your hands, and you're gonna be absolutely fine, and you're gonna see the strength gains that you can get from your shoulders. And to be honest, it's pretty much the reason why my shoulders are a lot bigger now, because I just spam pike push-ups. And also you can even use weight with them as well, adding a weight vest to get more out of pike push-ups. If you guys are interested in getting a weight vest, it's currently Black Friday with Gore Nation, so check the link in my description to cop one now. Next up, we have rows, horizontal rows, inverted rows, whatever you guys want to call it. This is really going to target most areas of your back. If you're looking to gain some extra back thickness, then doing rows is where it's at. And also it's great for beginners to start building their pulling strength and also their basic back foundational strength to then go into the pull-ups. It's definitely going to help with the pull-ups, not massively because it's a slightly different movement, but it is definitely going to help build up that foundational strength, and is definitely one of my staple calisthenics exercises that you must be doing. And just like with the pike push-ups, you can start to add weight to your rows, putting a weight vest on and pulling up more weight. Number 7 is another personal favorite of mine and one that I've been doing for years, and that is going to be dips. Dips is a great exercise to target your chest and your shoulders simultaneously. You can really grow so much muscle by doing this movement because you're targeting that chest, you're targeting the shoulders and the triceps, and you can really put a high load on dips by adding some weight, like I just said, using a weight belt or even a weight vest if you wanted to as well. And if you want to substitute for bench press, the dip is where it's going to be at, guys. Also with the dip, it's a great bodyweight movement to eventually learn other skills in calisthenics, pretty much like every single one I've talked about so far. So I would recommend starting to do that now if you haven't already. With the dips, you want to make sure that your form is okay so you do not have any issues with your ribs or your sternum, because there is a lot of pressure being applied, so be careful with your dips. Don't overextend and potentially even injure your shoulders too. Make sure you're at least 90 degrees or even just over. It doesn't have to be super strict, but make sure you guys are really going down onto the movement, pushing back up again, and make sure you don't overextend your arms either, because that's also going to cause problems. So maybe a little bit of a technical movement, but not too technical. I'd say the planche is even harder than dip, but dip is definitely one of my staple ones too. And you guys probably thought I wouldn't get onto this, but I am definitely going to do it because a lot of you guys want to grow it, and that is the biceps. So the best bicep exercise that you can do is not only going to be pull-ups, but also chin-ups. So this is where you're going to have a supinated grip on the bar. You're going to make sure that your arms aren't too far wide, they aren't too far close together, and just shoulder width or just around shoulder width is going to be just perfect for chin-ups. You can even add weight with this as well to apply more of a load onto those arms and grow them even more. But I would recommend just starting off with normal chin-ups, getting to a very good level, and eventually as you guys get better, you can try and start learning the one arm chin-up as well, which is another movement that's definitely very hard to do. But if you can get there, your arms are definitely going to be super strong, and your pulling strength is going to be super strong, and your biceps are going to be big. The second to last most important exercise that you need to be doing in calisthenics is going to be leg raises / knee raises. Leg raises is one of the most important exercises because not only are you going to enable yourself to get a little bit more flexibility and mobility for the L-sit, but also you're really going to be condensing those abs and also stretching them out again, which is going to apply the most pressure to the core, and it's going to enable you to build the most muscle and strength through them. So doing any variation of leg raises, whether that's lying leg raises to begin with or even lying knee raises, eventually going to hanging leg raises or hanging knee raises, is going to be insanely good for calisthenics and growing that core strength and also gaining abs. You can also do this on a dip bar as well. So if you have access to a dip bar, you can do knee raises and leg raises on it as well. There are so many different variations of leg raises and knee raises. So pick the one which feels most comfortable and the one that you get the most stimulus from, and run with that until you feel the need to progress. You can even add some ankle weights to your leg raises to make it even more hard for you guys, and eventually you guys can get to toes to bars, which is also another variation of leg raises you can try to learn, which is going to really blow up that core strength. And that is it for all the 10 exercises. I'm only joking, guys. We're definitely going to include push-ups as the last exercise that you must be doing in calisthenics. If you guys are not doing push-ups, you're missing out on some insane gains, because not only can you start off by doing knee push-ups, building up to full push-ups, but you can also make it even more difficult by doing archer push-ups, which is definitely an exercise I recommend you guys doing. It's a unilateral based movement, which means that you're going to be working one side at a time, but you're going to make sure that your chest is evened out. And then when you get even more advanced, you can get to the one-arm push-up, which is really going to accelerate that strength. If you can do one-arm push-ups and you can also add some weight to your one-arm push-up, then bench press is going to be a breeze, trust me. Not that we need to do bench press, but if you ever did want to test it out, then you're going to find a lot of benefit by doing one-arm push-ups for an extended period of time. And that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like the video. Also, do not forget to subscribe for more videos like this. If you guys are looking for a training plan to level up your calisthenics ability, then make sure to go to the link in description and get the Calisthenics Dream Pack, my own program that you guys can use in order to level up, and we can all level up together. So check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Building that horizontal